This is the Homecoming with the Downing Brothers podcast, where we talk about real estate, business, and financial literacy. They live by the motto, dream, plan, execute. Your host, Anthony and Anton Downing.
Welcome to Homecoming with the Downing Brothers. This is Anthony.
This is Anton.
Man, who do we have today?
Today we have Ashley Johnson, a mother, a business owner, and pallet flipper.
A pallet flipper?
Yeah.
What is he talking about? What is a pallet flipper? I don't want to get too deep into it, but what is he talking about?
Well, we get products that are on a pallet and we turn around and flip them for money. So it's flipping pallets.
Yeah. So it sounds like similar to flipping houses because we know something about that. But
we definitely know about that.
So I guess we'll be learning more about that. But this is Homecoming with the Downing Brothers. So Ashley, can you please tell people where is home? Where are you from?
I'm from Fontana, California. So it's about 45 minutes east of LA. I went to 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐬 High School. And yeah.
𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐬 High School, home of the
cats.
Meow. The cats. That's the only thing I thought was a cat. Okay. So the cats, not like tigers, but like little
just
cats.
No,
just
like
little
big cats.
Big cats. Okay.
Big black cats.
All right.
We'll roll with
this is an interesting episode already. So, all right. So seriously, if I could get past the laughing, can you tell us go back in time and tell us like, where did you spark your interest in real estate and entrepreneurship, and how did you get all the way to flipping pallets?
Well, I think back in high school, I used to sell candy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a form of hustling. So I used to do that. But I used to always work at these jobs, these 9-to-5s, and I'll always quit them or I'll always get fired. And I couldn't understand what was wrong with me. Like, I hate this. As soon as you walk in the building, I feel like your creativity is like leaving your body. Mm-hmm. And so I had a lot of jobs like that. And so I just started doing DoorDash. I started doing whatever it took, So then the first time I thought about it was when my brother had his business. He had a watch business. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Right. So my first
Okay, I just blew everything just now. I interrupted your story. I'm sorry. All
right, so I got on Instagram and I started making hair care products out of like natural products. So it would be avocados, bananas, mayonnaise, eggs, whatever.
Were you in the kitchen?
Yeah, I was in the kitchen. Okay. So I started making that, recording it, put it on my Instagram, and people kept asking me like, what is that? Are you coming out with something? Because it was conditioners. So I ended up coming out with, I couldn't preserve it. You know what I mean? I was making these conditioners, but I couldn't preserve it. So I ended up coming out with my own hair care line called 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐬. That was back in 2018. So it was doing good at first, but I started spending my money. You think, oh, I'm making money. I made my little $600 today. Let me go spend it. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't reinvesting my money back into my business. Okay. So I find myself back at a job that I hated, doing things I hated to do. So what happened after that? After that, I started working for my brother, and then we started flipping the pallets. And we got some computers for $10,000. He bought like 100 and something computers. We turned around and we flipped them. So I did all the dirty work. I made the website. I shipped them out, all that. And then he paid me for each shipment that I did. Mm-hmm. So then at that time I was living in Phoenix. So I moved back to California for a little bit, and we found a place in LA. When we found that place in LA, my cousin was like, you're not going to get a pallet? I'm like, no, I don't know what's going on. There's just product everywhere. And he's like, no, we're going to go find you a product. We'll go find you a pallet. You're going to flip it. You're going to make money. And that's what he does. So I'm like, okay. So we went to the place in LA. I got my product. I had like a few hoverboards on there. It was a customer return pallet. So you don't know what's on there. You don't know if the product's going to work or not. Right. So I had a whole bunch of home goods and stuff like that. And I put it on OfferUp, just took pictures of it, and it sold. And I think just from that first pallet, I only made like $500. But then I kept doing it. And then my brother was like, you need to put out a course, show everybody else they can make money. This is side hustle money. Right. Mm-hmm. So I put out the course April 9th of
2020.
2020. From April 9th to May 9th, I hit 6 figures. So.
Whoa. So.
Hallelujah.
All right.
All right.
So there's a reason why people are buying the course. Is it because you make it simple? Because the process is simple, or
yeah, the process is not rocket science, and a lot of people think like it's hard. It's not hard. You just go to the warehouse, you look for a liquidation warehouse, you go there, you pick out your product, and you see what you're gonna get. And if you think it's gonna sell, then you just buy it. You bring it back home and put it on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace is free. So you put it on there and then you just sell it. Now, there are going to be some times.
You have to mail it out yourself too?
Yeah, or you could do local meetups. So I would meet up at like Walmart or somewhere like Starbucks, things like that, if they're local.
Okay.
But yeah, you can ship it out yourself if you're going to ship. I don't ship items. So when we did the computers, I did ship, but then they start breaking. So I just started meeting people up at McDonald's, anywhere that's local. I'm not going to meet you at my house or anything like that. Okay. So I'm like, hey, I got these hoverboards. Who wants them? I put on OfferUp, and then they'll be like, okay, let's meet here. Let's meet at McDonald's. And I paid like $500. No, I paid $490 for my first pallet. Okay,
so you made $1,000 on that first pallet of hoverboards?
Yeah.
So that was profit?
No, profit was like $500. So, but when you get 500, then you take that 500 and you go and reinvest and you keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And then once you make your money from your pallets, because a lot of people are like, do you think this is going to last long term? Like, no, it's a side hustle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Get your money from your pallets, put it into your business, put it into your education, put it into whatever you're into, put it in the stock market. You know what I mean? So I say flip a few pallets and then start, stack your money and then start putting it into the stock market, put it into your business, whatever you're interested in.
All right, cool.
That's huge.
And you know what? I think this would be a perfect time to get into Anton's definition of the day.
Yeah. The definition of the day is liquidation pallets. Liquidation pallets of brand name and owned brand stock are sold via online liquidation marketplaces for well below each pallet's overall MSRP value. This means that resellers sourcing wholesale merchandise can offer their customers fantastic low prices, which is what you're doing. Right. Liquidation pallets can be anything from hoverboards to tires to video games and everything in between.
All right, cool. So, I always want us to be clear on exactly what we're talking about, because sometimes we get off into a story and we go so far and like, what the hell are we talking about? So we're talking about all types of merchandise. So can you give us a range of things that you've sold?
Yeah. So you could sell laptops. You could sell headphones. There's clothes. There's shoes. I recorded a video the first day that I went there, and I was recording some Adidas, and I used that video to get people to my page because they're like, yeah, right, you can't get Adidas for $4, right? So you can buy shoes, clothes, anything, like there's actually sex toys on pallets. So one of the girls
I can see that being a hot seller.
No, some girl that took my course, she sent it to me and she was like, look what I found, because it's overstock. It's not like it's used or anything like that. Sometimes it's overstock.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
All right, cool. So it's like just about everything, and then it becomes like a volume game. So I'm like, so I've never done it before, but if I flipped a pallet and I made $500 in profit, now and I essentially doubled up. So now I got $1,000. You say go back and
you can
get more than I did the last time. Now instead of one pallet, now I'm getting 2 pallets of
or you don't necessarily have to get a pallet. You can go on one of these websites that I provide in my course, and you can buy a box. Like I bought a box full of phones before, so it's not like coming in a big pallet, but you're still getting items. You turn around and you're flipping them. The point is to buy low and sell high.
Yeah, because when I think of pallets, I think of like saran wrapped big pallets, half the size of me.
Yeah, so if you have a house and a garage and you can go down the street to a warehouse and find that, bring it back to your house and flip it, that's fine. But some people live in apartments and things like that. So that's when you will get like the tablets, the headphones, the phones, you know what I mean? And it will come in a box and you can just flip it like that. So in that case, I would sell that online, you know what I mean? Because it's not going to break. It's a phone, you know, it's not like a big computer where I don't want to take it to the post office because they're going to break your items. So
this sounds kind of like in my mind, I think to myself, man, I can get the whole family doing this. Like, during COVID, it's hard. What if mom and dad both lost their jobs?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got teenagers, you know, for children or whatever, or cousin, nephew who live with you. And I'm like, we all put our money together and we had $1,000 and we got $1,000 worth of products. And now we're, you know, somebody doesn't know, you know, there's older people that don't really know technology or websites like that, but you got the younger person in the fam that can help you navigate those websites for the marketplace to sell it and stuff like that. I'm like, everybody can come together, and I don't, you know, depending on where you live, you may need $3,000 a month to live, to pay the rent, to pay bills. I'm talking about just minimum, like $3,000. If you
that's eating ramen noodles,
right,
paying your rent.
So if we had $1,000, we can figure out how to make that 1,000 into 3,000.
Correct.
Flipping these pallets.
It sounds like a lot of people need to get your course.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have gotten my course and they make a lot of money. And some people, I don't promote people quitting their jobs or anything like that.
Right.
But if it works out like that, and sometimes people tell me that, like, you know what, I flipped a few pallets, because you have to think about it. Walmart, although we are, you know, in a pandemic, Walmart never closed, Target never closed. If there's a new season, they got to get rid of their stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but if we're changing from summer to fall or to winter, they got to get rid of their stuff. So there's still items that are being sold to the liquidation warehouses, and we can still go get them and flip them. So a lot of people are like, oh, I did a few flips and I quit my job. And I'm like, well, shit, I didn't promote that. I don't know if I could cuss.
Right. No, it's all good.
I didn't promote that, but if that gives you the freedom, you know, ultimately it's about having more time with your family. You know, and sometimes when you have 9 to 5s, you don't get that time with your family. So if this is what you're gonna do, then
I feel like that's a whole nother discussion. I want to have this discussion,
okay?
Because I see it's real sexy for people to start a new hustle or a new way of making income, and to say in 30 days or 90 days I quit my job, and it sounds real sexy, but I don't advocate that either. I'm like, and for me, I'm like, give me all the money. If you can maintain that full-time job and it's not mentally or physically, you know, hurting you, keep that job, get that money, but make this money in addition to that.
Right.
You know, get family and friends involved if you want to scale, because we were talking about that earlier, right? Before we,
and you know, and this makes me want to just say this, like, officially, like, Anthony and I are still full-time firefighters, even in flipping houses, even in owning apartment buildings,
right?
Even with a podcast, even filming a TV show, even everything else we got going on,
right? You
know, going on tour, making appearances at colleges and universities. We do all of this stuff, and we still maintain our job, our careers as firefighters. So I'm like, get all the money.
Yeah, I don't ever promote like it's either about entrepreneurship or having a 9 to 5 or a career. The point is, you don't want one source of income. That's my point. You know what I mean? You don't. If your job tells you, you know what, we got to lay you off, and that was your only source of income, what are you going to do? And that's what I promote to the people on my page. You know, you just don't want one source of income. You can have a 9 to 5 or a career all you want. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't want to have one source of income. So
I like how you've spoke on how you can trade, or not trade, but how you can sell your pallets in the Walmart parking lot or on the internet, or you said somewhere else, but whatever makes you feel comfortable as a man or as a woman, or living in the hood, or living in an affluent suburb, right? You know, I imagine through your course, you'll find a way to do this pallet flipping.
Yeah. So it just depends on what you're, like, you can do it on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. You can also, when we did the computers, I made a website. So now, Apple products sell themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you really have to I have to convince you to get Apple product. Maybe I have to convince you, but.
Mr. Android over here.
Samsung for life. No, it's fine.
But you can make a website. You can do it however you want to do it. There's no rules. There's no regulations. This is your side hustle. You do it how you want to do it.
Right. So when you do, so if you do the website, people are ordering directly from you. You get their address. You get their order for whatever product at the price, and then you're mailing it off to them, right? So that's more direct rather than using the Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever else.
Right. So if I go and I'm going to sell phones and I go and make a website on Shopify or whatever, and I put the link in my bio, they click the link, they buy it, I get their address, I'll get a box, put it in there, print out the label, and send it off. So
man, okay. I don't know why though, because I just think in abundance. I just kind of feel like, yo, you might get like 100 orders in 24 hours. Like, how are you gonna handle that? You mailing this stuff off yourself? Yeah. You got a team behind you?
You can always get a
100
team.
orders?
I got 6 siblings.
Because I want y'all, look, everybody see this episode.
I do too.
Look, you see this episode right now? I want y'all to be part of that army that gets 100 orders to her website in one day. Challenge her. Let's see if she can handle it.
It sounds like a good problem to have.
No, it's a good problem. But yeah, I mean, it's not like you have to ship them out that same day. You can have a 3 to 5 day shipping policy.
Okay.
So you gonna get your items.
All right. All right, but no, for real though, I want y'all to overwhelm her with orders. Okay. We're gonna come back to this a year from now because she's gonna be a homecoming alumni. So I don't know. I'm personally intrigued. I almost feel like I might go back to Chicago, find my liquidation warehouse, and just document this process just to see for myself, because I'm like, man, this might be something fun to do. Some people are doing it not for fun; they're doing it because they're trying to pay some bills.
Right.
But I'm curious now.
I am too. Seriously.
I think I could beat you at it though. Like I think we could go to the same place.
Hey y'all.
At the same time.
I hope y'all listening to this.
What? You're not scared, are you? Who would you put your money on?
Let's see it.
Well, I don't know. You like Android, so.
And there you have it.
Oh, it's like.
And there you have it. Because I'm with Team Apple, I'm definitely going to win. So, I don't know. I love this whole concept. One thing that I identify when I hear flipping, for us naturally, I think about flipping houses. But no matter where you are, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in actual products or services, you're trying to buy something low and then turn around and sell it, higher so that you can make a profit. This just has a low barrier of entry because it takes less money to do this than it would to, actually buy some property. So I encourage people, even though there's different ways in real estate to do it too. We can talk about that another day, but this is a low barrier of entry. And, I say, hey, go get her course. I mean, I'm going to get the course because I want to see.
We had to fly out here to LA to talk to her, but she was like, just get my course. There it is right there.
So I'm on that. We on that. So let me ask you this. This is homecoming with the Downing Brothers. When you hear the word homecoming, what does that mean to you?
To me, it just means like, where you from? What do you identify as home, And for me, I've been back and forth, you know what I mean? So home to me is California. That's why I told you I'm always out here, even though I live in Phoenix, but I'm always out here. It just feels like home to me, and you feel the most comfortable.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so when I think of home, I think about family. And you got a brother that hustles hard too. Who's your brother?
Yeah. His name is Chris Johnson, and he's super successful. And shout out to him, because when I was broke, he gave me a job. When I first when I first started flipping pallets, he's the one who told me to put out the course. He calls me every day like, are you saving your money? Are you investing your money? Don't go buy no car. You know what I mean? He's such a great brother, and he's helped so many people, in the community. So he has that. My other I have 6 siblings.
You just like us.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Just like us.
6 of them.
And I think
put them to work.
5 of us are entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. So it kind of runs in my family. But the craziest part is we come from nothing. Like my mom and my dad were drug dealers and in and out of jail. So my aunt raised me, and my mom kind of raised my brother, but he was, nobody expected this out of him. He went to the military, got out the military, came out with his watch line. Everybody thought he was crazy. Put out his courses. He's done he's a multimillionaire. So,
all right. So, Chris, we're here with your little sister. We need to get you on Homecoming with the Downer Brothers. I'm looking directly at you, Chris. I know you see this. All right. So I'm excited, for you. I'm excited for your family. And I got a feeling that you'll be passing this on to the next generation, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. So we're just all about, his big thing is like freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. You don't want to have to be anywhere that you don't want to be. You want to wake up, like right now, I wake up and do whatever I want to do. But it takes a lot of hard work to get to that position. You know what I mean? It takes discipline and consistency, and it just doesn't happen overnight, And I have my hair care line. I'm a landlord now. I sell these courses. So there's a lot of things I'm into, but ultimately I can wake up and do whatever I want to do. And that's what we promote, not having someone to tell you what to do, when to do it, if you can do it, or, things like that. So
that's huge.
Man, that's everything. That's everything. And that's what I enjoy about where we've made it in life. That we can just pick up and do what we want to do. Like, of course it's all time management. Right. Everybody has responsibilities. We have obligations. We've already decided that we were going to do X amount of things, but we figure out how to do what we want to do. And that's how we made it out to LA. And when we came out to LA, shout out to Mark, living rent free. Because he was the one who told us about you. Like, I had vaguely maybe saw one of your ads one day or something, but it didn't really. He's the one who said, "Hey, if you're gonna be in LA, hey, you need to look up Ashley. Like, she would be great for the podcast.
Oh, that's so
she has a story." And and I really hope that people that are listening right now, either you're listening or you're watching on YouTube, like, anything is possible. Like, we're running across some of the most incredible people. Like, you're incredible.
Thank you.
And you are listening to this, and you're questioning, what's possible for your own life. Everything is. You just have to decide. The moment you decide and you commit, that's when things start to happen for you. And that's, here we are in episode, whatever episode this is that we're in right now.
I was going to say, man, I feel like that is your dream plan execute moment, that moment for you.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I tell people all the time, stop living in fear. You know what I mean? You can't be comfortable and you can't live in fear. Like, oh, what if this doesn't work? Who cares? Like, I had a few businesses that failed. Who cares? It's a part of the process. So I
love it.
Yeah.
And because, honestly, that's the thing. Like, we weren't successful at everything. I know sometimes it feels like it if people look at these photos and they see us on TV or something like that. And it seems like we're always winning. But, like, we failed a couple of times, but we were able to turn those failures into wins because we either learned from it or we found out the loopholes. They were able to continue to make us money anyway.
Right. Bring me to this point right here, saying, that's what makes you a proud failure.
Right.
Because you're proud of, the licks that you've gotten, and then you kept on going.
Right.
Shout out to Carla Suda, proud failure right there.
Yeah, I always tell this story that I was living in Phoenix with my kid's dad. I have 2 small kids, and it didn't work out. And I went to go live with my mom, and she gave us a bunk bed and a room or whatever. Then she got foster kids, so we couldn't stay in the room no more. So I'm like on the couch with my 2 kids, you know what I mean? And I tell the story because I really don't care. It's a part of the story, you know what I mean? Yeah. So at the time, I'm like, damn, like, I'm laying on the bed. I'm laying on the couch with my 2 kids. What am I going to do? And when you don't have a choice but to figure it out, you will figure it out. So my life has changed so much since I was on those bunk beds, probably March. Yeah. So.
Of what year?
This year.
This is America.
A testimony.
Yeah.
A testimony.
Let's get it.
I'm happy that we were able to get you on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because if there was a year that there's probably millions of people who are in the same position, please listen to this or send this to somebody. Send this episode to somebody you care about or that you know that's struggling, so you can give them some hope. Yeah. You're talking about January, February, March of this year. This episode is coming out in December, okay, of 2020. So in 1 year, less than 1 year, you can turn your whole life around. Yeah. Okay.
Real talk.
So I don't know. I'm just happy to hear all these things. Again, we talking about flipping pallets. We're talking about that leading to buying real estate, which is near and dear to our hearts. And we're talking about being in, going from nothing to something.
Right.
So it doesn't matter where you start. Yeah. All right. So, you know what? I gotta spring something on you. Are there any charitable organizations that you would tell people go to their website or support that you're familiar with?
You didn't send me this in the question.
No.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So we'll add in the link, a charitable organization for us to support. We're in LA and I see a lot of homeless people. You know what? You know what I noticed? Every city we go to, and I don't know, this has nothing to do with Greyhound, but you go around Greyhound stations, you notice that when you go wherever the bus station is, there's always homeless people. Is that my only one that notices that?
I feel like that about downtowns too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I know that there's charitable organizations and we want to point those out because there are people who are hurting everywhere. And that's why we want to highlight charitable organizations. So please look up a charitable organization that you can donate something to. Right. Christmas is coming up. New Year's is coming up. And, I'm thankful for everything I have, but I didn't get here alone. I'm fortunate. You
got here with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I got here with him. You know what I'm saying? But our parents, our mentors, our teachers, we've had so many people along the way that helped us to get here. And who knows, because of your help, you might be the one because you sent this podcast to somebody, because you dropped $5 as a donation to an organization that would actually get somebody on the road to being free. And with that said, can you tell people where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram at @AshleyJ93. And my courses are also in my bio. So at @AshleyJ93 on Instagram.
All right, cool.
Get the courses, y'all.
Get the courses and get to flipping those pallets. All right, so that does it for this episode. Please stick around for Anthony's After Set. Thank you for sticking around for Anthony's After Set. One thing I've been thinking about lately is all the things that you can flip. On this episode, we learned that you can flip pallets. And we already knew that we could flip houses. And we've also encountered people that flip stocks, all in search of getting those dividends, of making money, of flipping their situation around. And the question is, are you flipping your situation around? Have you taken action towards actually flipping your entire situation around? And I know some people haven't moved yet. They're stuck because they don't have the confidence that they can actually, flip their situation around. But you can flip houses. You can flip pallets. But the first thing you have to do is flip your mindset. When you decide to flip your mindset, everything will start to turn around. Thank you for tuning in to Homecoming with the Downer Brothers. See you on the next episode.
Thank you for tuning in to Homecoming with the Downing Brothers podcast. for more information on how to dream, plan, execute in real estate, business, and financial literacy. Visit www.thedowningbrothers.com.